Hello, second and third graders. Welcome to April 3rd, 2020. And this is the reading video for The Chalk Box Kid. Today we are going to read chapter 4. So if you have your packet, go ahead and bring your packet out. If you haven't, pause the video, go grab it, open up to where it says chapter 4, and then resume the video. On the front, you will notice that there are 1, 2, 3 vocabulary words. There is not a fourth blank line where you can find your own word. I'm only going to give you the 3 today. The 3 words are whisper, building, and broken. With those, you're going to want to find the definition, but we're not going to write the definition down in the paper today, or on the paper again today, because I want you to create your own sentence again, just like yesterday, using the words whisper, building, and broken correctly in a sentence. Then, down on the bottom of the front page, we have where it says antonyms. And remember, antonyms are opposites, or words that have an opposite meaning. The example that's on the paper is, an example would be wet and dry. Those are antonyms of each other because they are the opposites. The 3 words that like you to find antonyms for are the same 3 that we had for our vocabulary, which is whisper, building, and broken. Then on the back side, there is a place for you to write what they call a text to self. If you found an old chalk factory, what would you draw on the walls and why? What would you do in your chalk factory? Please write at least 5 sentences to explain. So what you're doing is you're trying to put yourself in the shoes of our character, Gregory. And what would you do if you came across an old chalk factory and found some chalk? What would you draw? What would you do in there? And I want you to tell me why you would do those things. Okay? So this is kind of one of those like yesterday where it's what would you or how would you. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the beginning. I'm going to open up our book, or have you guys open up your books. If you have your book, great. You can open up to page 23. If you don't have your book yet, go ahead and pause the video, go grab your book, and when you open up to page 23, you can resume the video. Alright, I'm going to start reading chapter 4, The Burned Building. It begins on page 23. When I come to one of our 3 words, I will stop. I'll have you pause the video and I'll have you go look for what the word means, and then you can form your own sentence using that word. Alright, here we go. In room 3, there was a girl named Ivy. She was small with long black hair. She was shy. When she talked, it wasn't much more than a whisper. I'm going to stop there, or have you pause there. That's our first word. There was something wonderful about her. Gregory wasn't sure what it was, but it was there in her face and the way she held her head. It was in the pictures she made. 3 times a week they had art class in room 3. Once, Gregory said to Ivy, "Your pictures are good." She looked at a picture he had just made. It was a castle. He didn't much like it. He had wanted to put a flag on top, but he had made the castle too big. There was no room for the flag. Ivy said nothing at all, but she touched the picture. He wasn't sure whether she liked it or not. Since his first day, things hadn't gone very well for him at the new school. He hoped they would get better, but after a week they were about the same. He thought Miss Perry liked him. He didn't know about the others. Things weren't going so well at home either. Uncle Max was always there. He was always watching television, or going plink, plink, plink on his guitar, or sleeping in their room. It was more his room than Gregory's, but now Gregory didn't mind so much. He had a place of his own. Every day after school he went out to the burned building. "Can't you find somewhere else to play?" asked Mother. "You'll get all dirty out there." I'm cleaning it up, he said. He swept the floor. He found little pieces of something white. He showed one of them to Mother. It looks like chalk, he said. It is chalk, she said. A few days later, she told him, I found it out about the burned building. Okay, I'm going to have you pause there. There's our next word is building. The woman next door told me. It used to be a chalk factory. A man made chalk and tried to sell it to schools, but he didn't do it very well. The place caught fire and burned, and the man just went away and left it. Gregory kept sweeping up more chalk. One day he found 2 wooden boxes under a pile of bricks. They were packed with sticks of chalk. The boxes were burned and broken. Some of the chalk was burned and broken too, but some of it was clean and white. Pause the video. The third word is broken. The walls of the burned building were black from the fire. He tried making chalk pictures on them. He made a ship and an alligator. Mother came to the gate and called him to dinner. Do you want to see what I made? He asked. Some other time, she said. Your dinner is getting cold. And that is the end of chapter 4. So you should have 1, 2, and 3. You should have a sentence down for each one of those words. You can go ahead and start working on the antonyms and then the text to self. Thank you for watching today's video.